tell you, a lot of people been hitting the page about that situation. They've been asking, yo, what's going on with that? Yo, who is fam? Yo, what is that? Yo, this is so long ago that is so, so far fathomed that we can even, vision that far. But we know back in those days how the industry was getting down.
And come on, look,
this is a big thing.
This is Busta Rhymes, the Busta Rhymes. Like, come on, like, sometimes you don't want to shed thin ice to try to, put salt on a legend, but at the same time, yeah, he's a great performer. But we was outside, man. That wasn't. Yeah. He did something that was unheard of. It opened my eyes to the game. Everybody that you idolize be the wrong ones. Those be the gatekeepers because they don't want to relinquish that seat. You know what I'm talking about? That opportunity. And I should have known walking up in that office when they was pinching on his cheeks over there at Electra. We was going to the East-West. They was connected in the same building. So, my peeps, they done opened up for him down at the warehouse. This is Pro Scene 94, 95. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, y'all know Bus like that? They come right out that situation with Chris Lighty, just being dropped from the record label. I'm talking about, and being replaced by Fat Joe. It was like, so, the vibes was crazy because now they moving as independent. We downtown hustling what we doing. And we bucked up with Bus, and he walked us right up into a meeting like crazy, like Rick Posada, the A&R who was over there at the time, and they relinquished the masters, man. And it was like the sampler that we left with that meeting that day, that day, the Wuha sampler was the clear see-through tape cassette that didn't have no ya on it. You get what I'm saying? So it was like he did the flip side of soon, like, all right, if I'm gonna jack these dudes, let me get at them and finish them. They no longer label mates with me because they were on Relativity. So it ain't, this is what it was. This dude was a hot entity. I'm talking about Bus. Had super presence, and he was adamant that he wanted to be vitally controlling his narrative. You know what I'm saying? That was the vibe that I got in the meeting when he walked us up in there. And, it was when they gave him the music, 2-3 weeks later, they made the debut, released it. Then you see the YAH, the Ya, and then subliminal disses and this getting at them inadvertently. You know what I'm talking about?
Definitely. I mean, those days there was a lot of nasty work situations going on. So, and I could tell by the way that people were, pretty much hitting up the page, and they were asking, like, who is fam? What is that situation? I can tell that, a lot of people were touched, paused by a lot of those situations that happened back in the days. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was a good thing to bring to the table, because like I said, there's nothing, I don't know the statute of limitation. I mean, do you know what the statute of limitation is of receiving royalties for anything like that?
Wow. It might have lapsed, man, because look, you got to look at it like this. That was Mixed Elements, ME. And Mixed Elements was the group that Busta got. This is how I intertwine with Mixed Elements. They from my hood. You get what I'm saying? Uptown the Bronx, 227. We on 217. Once they...
you over there by UDC and all of that?
Right down the block.
We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. We're going to definitely get into that. That's
you know what I'm saying? So it was like these dudes were like the first cats that was from the hood that had a deal. So the deal went sour because they never even got into a set in Brooklyn. These dudes I'm talking about, they wearing $150s right now, bro. You hear me?
What you mean? Like you mean like all you mean $150s on the face?
Got cut up by some Brooklyn niggas, man. They got cut up by Brooklyn cats.
Never nasty work that I don't like about the game. Like a nigga put in that much pain for the music business that he's wearing a $150 on his face for life, and they get their records taken. That's a big situation in the game.
Right. And yeah. And look, Chris slid out the back door. Rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, told you before, I don't wish no bad on nobody, bro. But it is what it is. You got to call it for what it was. So now you look at that. Fast forward a little bit. His pops, one of the group members, after they got dropped, you get what I'm saying, from Relativity. You know, they was found. Well, they got found. He sued Chris, found him liable because these dudes was kids, like adolescent. Nobody was over 18 at the time they caught that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
so he settled out with my man Showbaz, Wayne County, super producer, rapper that was in the mixed elements. You know what I'm saying? One of the group members. He settled out of court with his pops and disposed of him. And the game was changing a little bit. You know, Relativity had the Chiles, they had the De La Soul, they had the Jungle Brothers, they had the young Chris, the young Chiles coming up. Mixed Elements was next. That next never happened because of the incident in Brooklyn where they get cut up. Chris slides out the back door on them, loses in court, drops them from the label, replaces them.
Wait a minute. So wait. Let's rewind it back a little bit. So you say when you're saying Chris, you're saying Chris Lighty?
Chris Lighty.
Okay, so the day that these dudes got the $150 cut on their face, Chris Lighty was with them and he slid out the back door.
Right, because
that's nasty work.
Nasty work, bro.
Let's talk about that for a second. Because I mean, we didn't touch on that on the last interview of, you know, when we had the phone call because, you know, that's what the reason why we're here now. And, you know, pretty much is from the phone call, got a good response from that. So I'm just trying to find out, Chris Lighty. So you said Chris Lighty was there. Let's talk about that situation.
Right. Well, the thing is, he's there, you know what I'm saying, showcasing who he got next up in the stables, right? Come on, bro. We uptown Bronx niggas, man. Bronx and Brooklyn never really, you know what I'm talking about? You talk about they don't got no promotion behind them. Nobody know who they are. So he threw them, you know what I'm saying, right into the wolves down in BK. They never got into their set. Niggas was disrespectful. So, you know, these dudes wind up fighting the whole club to get out, bouncers included, to the point where like 3 out of 4 of the dudes got where life is on their faces now. All in their back of their heads, their skulls now.
What?
You get what I'm saying? So in retrospect, right. So it was like, look, they were so naive. This is before we connected with them. Back then, I'm on mixtapes. You get what I'm saying? Rest in peace, stand strong. You know what I'm saying? This is how I bumped up with Rampage, J Ski, the Pump Shotty, Firehead when they was on them doo-wop tapes. And then my man Will Tracks from Soundview, Lord Tariq when they was on the Triple C tapes. You know, these around them times just to paint that frame. And it was just like, yeah. So when they caught that bad deal, as far as they was still moving along. This is we didn't connect to do the North Pole thing yet. So they thinking they gonna do a set in Skate Key, which Chris pretty much had it set up for him, and it was to the point that show never even happened. They got up into something up there with Fat Joe just because he was next up, but it wasn't really Fat Joe beefing with him. Joe brother, you know what I'm saying? Was kind of a little rowdy for the night, and it was more or less. And Joe was trying to tell him like, nah, we don't got beef with them, bro. These dudes got other issues going on, but you know how that go. You know what I'm saying? But it was no beef with Fat Joe. It was more or less that them being label acts of Chris Lighty on the label, and now they drop shit. Everything that glitter ain't gold. You was smiling yesterday, now everything. So now they fighting a Skate Key. You know what I'm saying? To get it. So it was ugly. So the hood vexed, man. The hood vexed because look, these dudes was good dudes. You feel what I'm saying? Good dudes, talented good dudes. And for them to catch a bad whammy like that, so it was like the independent acts heard the news. And this is how we formulated, the best of the best form. You know what I'm saying? Iron sharpen iron. We clicked up with North Pole, this little syndicate we had going on, and The crew thing, Busta didn't have flip mode in. He didn't have flip mode. So my point is, after they got dropped from the label, we went into the lab with Mix Elements right away and put out a North Pole album. By the time, look, you fast forward 3 months later, we in the city shopping it, and this is how it happens. We see this dude see Mix Elements. This is how he walks us into the Electra. This is how we got masters on us, because we're shopping the music, looking for the we don't even know that we're putting it out independent at this point. You get what I'm saying? He didn't know, because if he would have knew that, if we was giving out independent merch, he would have probably thought twice of doing it, considering that Showbaz they gave him the CD, that DAT. It was vulnerability after that, man. It was no bueno. All deals is off. So now the video comes out. He's like, which one of you stole my flow? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Throw you niggas right out the window. You know the rules. You got to pay your dues. That's not going so. It not go so, brethren. It not go so. So, like I said, this is a legend, bro. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get brethrens. He didn't get Nasty Noah, the hoods of misbehavior. He didn't get DNA. He got Mixed Elements. So it was they call, and they words was, they felt that it caused more harm than help. They'd come at them sideways. But this is when we knew the game was changing. You look at the stables that what was on Relativity. What was on Relativity was conscious rap, bro. This is why it was a reason why we was on mixtapes. So we try to voice the bum wrestlers niggas Palladium record release party. You know what I'm saying? We do security, get a couple in. It never happened because they never gave the go. So here we are 30 years later. I'm talking about it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. Yeah.
Here we are 30 years later.
No, 100%. Yes, I want to go back a little bit, 30 years, man. I want to go back there. I want to paint the picture a little bit. I wanted to start from the Bronx, 216 area, in the 90s. I guess is this the 80s or the 90s we talking?
Man, you talk about far as.
I'm just talking about the picture. I'm just trying to paint the picture of
the hip hop scene. No, this is the 90s. No, this is the 90s.
The street scene, the whole scene, like, because I know you was outside. I mean, you just said
when I was outside. You talk about I was at Evander Chiles High School, so I graduated Evander in '90s. So it depends. You talk about outside doing what? You know what I'm saying? There was a lot going on outside, but when I gravitate towards the music, rest in peace, DJ Stand Strong. You know what I'm saying? He showed me love, put me on his mixtapes. He was a cat that was buzzing. Funkmaster Flex had him under the wing. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But as far as the hip hop scene, far as with Bus, that was more like, you talking like 92, 93, 94. Because look, Chris had my man C Lord, who bust C Lord, Clifton Brown. I'm putting his name out there. This is the dude that wrote Ya Ya, bro. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. He's the dude that busted Jack. He's the dude that rolled shotgun with Chris Lighty. So when he had these cats around, Drez and everybody, yo, he's the one. He's next. You know what I'm saying? And Chris being a residential dude from my neighborhood at the same time. You know what I'm saying? That's what that was. But the temperature was cold. It was cutthroat. You stayed in your lane. You know, we thought everything that glittered blitzed. We thought it was gold because we was really under the influence of a lot of the TV and what they were saying. So it was kind of shocking when he walked us in that office and caught that experience. You know what I'm saying? But the hip hop was hard. We from the Bronx, man. Uptown, the birthplace of the Bronx. There was nothing but vibes going on. You feel me?
That's a fact.
What you want? Reggae? What you want? It was a melting pot of vibes. And then you got.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to paint the picture a little bit of the area because we know Busta Rhymes is from what, Long Island, right?
Long Island.
Right. Yeah. So he's not a part of the real hip hop scene in the Bronx. So I'm trying to paint the picture where the Ya really came from. What was the Bronx like in 89, 90s? Because we got what's my man's name from the Feds magazine running around, Chiles running around, in the Bronx. We got the Bronx
that's
is
Kevin
nasty.
Chiles.
Kevin Chiles. The Bronx is nasty this time around. So we, we just trying to paint the picture of, you running up in record labels in the early 90s, shopping demos, making mixtapes, doing albums, running into Fat Joe. What is the streets like? That's what.
At that time, that we already concluded that was gonna be their first single, and they was running with it. Everybody was aboard. It was dope. Everybody knew what it was. The Ya was young American hate. That's what Cass was feeling. You get what I'm saying? And that's what it stood for. Young American hate. So to answer that, and that's all it was. Politics of the industry game. Not how hot you was, is how many favors you got, or am I politically on your best side to be promoted? That's what that was about. So
you guys say the gatekeepers was involved then too?
They've been involved. The thing is, it was more crucial, bro. You had to give out favors. You know what I'm saying? Compromise yourself with favors. So and me was really the main cast that we knew that was signed. You know what I'm saying? That had a record deal that was on Relativity. So everybody else was mixtape. So, we watched them from afar till that dirt happened. So when that dirt happened in Brooklyn, we just linked up, put out the music. We stood behind the Ya. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of an honor. But at the same time, you can't fight a metal hand. Like you said, the gatekeepers, they rule with an iron fist. And Busta was the pet baby, because you got to look at it. He was leaving leaders of the new school, right? You got a cat that can't even create. He didn't even have no flip mode. He had Split Star in the office when he stole my peoples, when he got their music. His sneakers is all curled up. They was looking for inspiration. Them dudes are characters, man. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes was characters, and this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You're a great entertainer. I had to look at Busta a little different, to see him do him like that, and then try to kill him off with the indirect insult, and then that's what you blow off of. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
It is what it is. But hey.
So what was that? What was that like that first time that you guys ran into Busta Rhymes?
Wow. How was it? I was like, wow, we really there. We out of here now. This is Bus. Look, I'm probing my man Lord the whole time. Y'all know this nigga y'all know Bus like this? He yeah, we opened up for him in 93 down in Atlanta in the warehouse. Me, Grand Pooba, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. And look, when he walked us in, Shay, I'm talking about Overhead Electric, he walked us in, man. It was like everybody knew him, so I guess he was the next man up. And I'm talking about just listening to the dude song, rah. You know what I'm saying? The car coming down on the Deacon, bro. The scenario was literally on the radio. So, I was like, yo, we there. Wow, God is good. He running us up into Bus. Yo, I'm talking about after this, man, my guys, they doing different things. You know what I'm saying? One of them still make beats. They turn into professionals and they live in life. That stung me more than it stung them, because I was there. You know what I'm saying? All they had to do was go into the right pocket and give him the North Pole compilation, but he didn't. He went into the left pocket and gave him the mixed element shit. So now, if any of them would have took any of ours, we'd have had more voice. But with that night that he had this record release party, you can check the fact on that. When he had the record release party at the Palladium, we was gonna be down there. But the thing is, what are we moving for if they said it's a no-go and this is not how they want to show? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So that's where that was at. You know what I'm saying? That stung me, bro. I wanted to hibernation, left the game alone. You don't see legends that you idolize this straight raping you records, do dirty work to your peoples. You know what I'm saying? And look, not to say that it intimidated me, but straight vibe killer, to the point where if it wasn't for the man upstairs putting inspiration on my back, you gotta talk about something. You gotta talk about music, bro. You love to do this, so this is where we at, bro. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, facts. No, definitely. No, man, because in the game, man, a lot of these people, you know, they pretty much go the duration of the time of just not knowing the game. And, you know, people, I really like people coming on the platform and talking about things like this, because there's got to be ways people could protect themselves a little bit more. Because, you know, 30 years ago, and, you know, taking an ad lib and making it a #1 hit smash, unbelievable.
Hey, after that did learn us to get lawyered up. And if you're going to take this crash serious, you better get a lawyer, because that's the only one that's going to speak in your best interest. This incident alone, this changed my perceptions, made me see how vital lawyers, because that's the only dude that got your best interest. You know what I'm talking about? That know what you want.
Okay, so you felt like a lawyer could have prevented this from the beginning?
Nah, that was destined to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to figure out how can you prevent someone from taking an ad lib and making it a you know what I mean, a hook and making it a hit record.
Well, in reference as far as an ad lib, well, hey, my thing is this: Busta didn't have to give him no residuals. I was just like, yo, you didn't have to kill him. You get what I'm saying? These dudes clearly inspired your hit. We had the promo dub leaving the office meeting with the cassette, the see-through box. You didn't have Yaya on it, so all of a sudden now you're coming with Yaya. Okay, so it must have impacted you. So, or did Chris send you to do this? This is what most people felt. But did Chris send you to do this? And look, yeah, because
so look, what's the relation? Because I hear you keep mentioning Chris Lighty's name, and you know we're gonna get on.
What's the relation? What you mean? What's the relation? The relation is.
We want to get on Busta for a minute, and let's keep this on Chris Lighty for a second, because it seems like Chris Lighty is the mastermind of all of these things. That's what it seems like. It seems like he's he's running the label. Seems like he's the one that's, you know, your man is at the show, caught the $150 in the face, and he runs out the back door. What's the relation with Chris Lighty?
Chris, what you mean? Right now? Chris dead.
No, period.
Chris. Oh,
I know,
right.
What was your relation with Chris?
Well, the thing is, as far as with Chris, C. Lord had the relationship with Chris. Mixed Elements was Chris. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The Cats cut him. I seen him a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? You from uptown, but he was a real reservative dude. Chris wasn't outside. You know what I'm saying? Chris was like Megamind. He was a master manipulator, if I could call it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, yeah, he know how to get what he want out of it. You know, and I ain't gonna throw. It ain't throwing dirt, but yeah, he's a manipulator. All them dudes is douchebags, man. We call it how we see it. Like, I'm not gonna get up on him and be powder puffing, man. This is what it is. And look, my thing is back to that. Like you said, how could you get residuals for my ad lib? You didn't have to kill him. Obviously, it was big enough for you to diss him indirectly. You get what I'm saying?
So what was the diss? The eeny, meeny, miny, mo?
There's 4 cats in the group. Like, yeah. You changed your whole verse, Bus. Like, come on. Like, what kind of nonsense is that? That wasn't even a verse on the sampler. Like, so to your point, if it wasn't that, you didn't have to kill him. Throw him a no-look pass. After all, we came down there like, wow, we're on. This is Busta Rhymes. And you just had the ratchet and the ice pick in your sleeve and got on some Freeport, Long Island shit. But that's fine. You know? You gotta deal with karma.
Wait, hold on. No, but wait, hold on. So now, okay, so now mind you, when this record is out, I'm probably like 7 years old. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, maybe. What year is this? You said?
I'm talking. Well, you talk about the year and what the
song is out.
Because you know he jacked him before he put the record out. So you consider a year and a half, about a year. We seen him, then about a year the record come out. You talk about 94, 95.
Okay, so your boy is definitely just approaching teenage years. So of course I know about the record, but you know these are things. You know, you had a song on the radio. you don't know about the little things that happen, especially in the fucking
no, you don't. No, you
92,
don't.
93. You know what I mean? They never gonna let shit like this out in 92, 93. So, you know, this is actually, you know, typical music business things. Now, did you guys ever see Busta Rhymes from those days? Because you know the guys felt like they had an subliminal blow to
prior
yeah.
or after.
Right. After y'all felt that y'all got jacked for the yeah.
Well, the thing is, no, we felt that he didn't have to do him like that. I didn't get jacked again, but I'm saying these are future group members that I clicked up with in the future, and sometimes that was a major reason why.
Oh, so you just feel you could talk about it because you was there at the Electra meeting that day?
I was at the Electra meeting. I seen it. I read souls for a living. I'm an intuitive guy. So putting one-to-one together 30 years later to see where he's at now and see what he's doing now. Come on, bro. Like, come on. And you know what? Like I said, this dude is a legend. I always liked his presence before I encountered him, before I met him. You know what I'm saying? I thought he had a lot of charisma and I thought he had a lot of presence, but I didn't understand the politics of the game, bro. You know what I'm saying? A street cat from uptown, mixtape rapper dude. Get a chance to rap with some guys that was from my hood that I thought was heavyweights. You get what I'm saying? To get a record deal in the first place, to be on the all-star lineup that they was on, being up next. But it's an unfortunate situation, and I'm not saying he took Busta is Busta. Yeah, but my thing is, boy, how many times a chameleon got to change his stripes? Like, yo, not for nothing. Did you ever heard of I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm gonna let you dictate this next question because I don't want to open up no worms.
Nah, I mean, this is what we're here for, man. I mean, it's not opening up a can of worms. It's just, you know, we're trying to get to the bottom line of this, man. If you feel that you want to move on to the next question, we can, man. This is all right, you want to move on? Okay, so 1993, 94, you guys hear the record on the radio, right?
Right.
What's the group's next move from there? I mean, were you in touch with them? I mean, did you speak to them?
Yeah, see, the thing is, we spoke to them. We was trying to, you know, when the thinking back then was like, yo, these guys know more people than we know knowing the guy. This is before I start hustling and meeting a lot of people up in these weed gates, these weed shops, and I start realizing that it ain't nothing but a network pool, and you got to be in the right places to meet the right people. So once they concluded that, you know, they was prioritizing a different priority, and they knew, and their priority wasn't music no more. Yeah, pretty much. It was one of the dudes that was inspired to still rap out of that group, and this is the dude that caught the most. Well, you know, caught the most losses, bro. That was his song. You know, his whole concept with the yaya. But after a while, you know what I'm saying? Everybody split up and did their own things because you had a lot of people. You had a lot of people felt that if they didn't bust out, and other groups that was clicked up with the North Pole, that, you know, we're not sure we want this type of representation. Now you had cats over there yelling, yo, any promotion is good promotion. Let's go down to the Palladium and, you know what I'm saying, get this cat his due diligence. Or if he ain't gonna send nothing in, he gonna set something up or promote y'all, you know, something good coming out of his mouth about the group. You know what I'm saying? That was the thinking back then. But look, my thing is this: if you like it, I gotta love it, right?
Right.
And that's where it was at. But you can't really build no trust with nobody. It was just the thought was like, yo, like, wow, like.
Do you feel that the group blamed Chris Lighty more than Busta Rhymes for that?
Yeah, I know that for a fact. Yeah, for a fact. This was talking with one of them 2 days ago for a fact. Yeah, because, you know, we stay in touch. Cats is living, taking care of life. You know what I'm saying? They might not do music no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just, curveballs is curveballs, man. Like, he didn't have to finish them. And the thing is, once people badmouth you, man, and you thinking you in the network pool with a relationship, everybody turns their back on you, man. It's a wrap.
You felt like y'all got bad mouth?
Well, yeah, the North Pole never had no wings because it was affiliation with, you know what I'm saying? Because look, every time we ran up with Flex in the tunnel with North Pole vinyl, because we stayed pressing and putting out and sniping up areas. You know what I'm talking about? Because we was independent, and this is after they left and we was clicked out, but it really couldn't get no legs, man. That blackball's a serious thing, brethren.
Yeah.
This is a serious thing. And then look, what add insult to irony, this dude found the flip mode gang that nobody that, because that, back then you needed crews to do your things, and the gang never delivered. Well, Bus never promoted nobody in the gang, man.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody
he never did. What you saying that he was in the game?
No, I'm just saying he never promoted nobody that wasn't his. What he said, his label, man. That was his label. So why won't promote your acts?
No, you're right.
You get what I'm saying? You had some talented guys on your label, and you had some conceptual guys. But what he did was clone, Cardno, took Rod Digger tones, and he always kept that clown Joker around him. You know what I'm saying? That know all his dirt. That was there from everywhere. Spliff. This is why he's in debt to Spliff forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's one person who he would never cross.
Why? Spliff knows everything?
Knows everything. Not even just with us. This thing, if he just got inspired from a group.
Nah, niggas never heard no Spliff interviews or nothing.
Right, you won't. You get what I'm saying?
Paying him nicely.
if you, man, yeah, like, come on, out of sight, out of mind. You ain't gonna try to fix nothing that's not broken. But like I said, they felt like it was a goal. Like, these guys, they ain't stepping up. They ain't built like that. It's easy to befriend somebody that you was never friends with in the first place. I kept sitting there in the office like, damn, these niggas no bust like that. And he was like, yeah, Chris said was like, Rick was like, Rick Posada was the A&R over there at Electra, the little Spanish kid. I'll never forget. He was like, oh, when he walked us up in there, his face was like lit up. Because Busta was like, yo. Hit him with the how, yo. He turned around, he's like, oh, these are your peoples? He was like, nah, these are not my people's, but my people's. So at that point, the meeting never felt right going through it. And I was hoping he never left nothing there with him. But when he left them dats, I was glad it wasn't the North. You know what I'm saying? They was talking about the North. They was talking about the North Pole, but they never played no music. He played 2 songs, Life's Dangerous, which parentheses, yeah, and he played Divine Styles. My man had his, at that time, he had his baby mother on the hook, right?
Right.
And look, I'm going to show you how life is. His baby mother, Winnette, is the radio program up there. She's Flex boss. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? She's actually Flex boss at the radio now. The same dude that caught from Mix Elements. Yeah, it's just crazy. Like how Flex would never spend nothing. Not to say he, wasn't. Just how if it ain't designed for you, is design is only but so much time that you can have. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's crazy. Yeah, he lucky because usually, somebody will hold a grudge and get him up out of there. But you can't get nobody like Flex up out of there. The ratings too high. He go to another station, they finish.
Now Flex, hey, he spun the record. Look, he spun the record. I can't tell you, we was just mad that he wasn't spinning it every day, but we didn't understand the politics. But he spun it when we asked him to spun it. He let Sean and them know from the group when when they was gonna spin it, but shit. You got J Records popping off. I knew it was a rap. I was like, yo, we might as well start ghostwriting. That's what yo, sometimes it becomes a point, when you're young, you get into your 30s, you don't want to show your face and be known for that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna bring out too much emotions, you know what I'm saying? And getting caught out there firsthand, not saying like he took it verbatim, but yeah, they experienced what they experienced with Chris Lighty getting sniped up. And I feel Chris put a bug in his ear and Busta obliged it forever. Because look, when we bucked up to him, when we seen him downtown, it was like 3 months, 4 months after this. You know what I'm talking about? As far as the scenario. So he was like eager to walk us into the office like it could have been still fresh on his head. I cross-referenced everything. Once he put that video out and all I seen the YAH and he was all like this and all like that in the video, like my heart dropped. I was like, oh. But that's what it is.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I mean, Busta Rhymes, man, he definitely legend in the game. Can't take that from him, man. But there's always stepping stones to becoming a legend that niggas don't know about. Facts. You know what I mean? So, this is definitely some good source. So, man, what you think about the rap game right now?
Ooh, do I gotta be honest?
Yeah.
Most of it is not my preference. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but as far as the talent don't go nowhere. There's a lot of cats that spitting bars, but what they talk about nowadays is just not to my cup of tea. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not a driller. Negative. Yeah.
What you think about all of these Puff Daddy allegation things? These
true facts. 100%.
I know he's from your area, man.
Yeah. My guy, rest in peace. Another guy from my area, Anthony Jones, was the head of his security, like I said. And one of the guys from Mixed Elements, the group that Busta I was just mentioning with the Yeah, he cut Puff all the time. So, you know what I mean? So, yeah, definitely. And like I said, I read souls for a living. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
so you believe all that stuff they saying?
No, I ain't believing the stuff they saying. Just me personally surviving City College and you know what I'm saying?
You saying the fall is here?
Huh? What you say?
You said the time for the fall is here?
Hey, bro, you spit in the wind, it's bound to hit you in the face. You gotta go with the flow. Sometimes that dude is just a different type of sandwich, man.
Yeah, man, because there's a lot of things that they saying on the internet, man, on YouTube. I be watching, man. That I be closing my eyes to it because I'm like, yo, Puff Daddy's one of these dudes, man, I grew up off. But then when you sit back and you listen to these things, they say he's setting niggas up, paying them, taking niggas out, and all of this stuff. You're like, yo, he's not really a nice guy, man. This is not good
at all.
Puff Daddy's, I was looking at Puff like he was that guy, man. Like, I know people that work for him, man. That's not good. Those people didn't come out happy, though. A lot of niggas say they didn't eat the way they thought they should have ate. So,
Hey, that's another story you could talk about because, look, Ron G, if anybody gonna get credit for the remix, it's supposed to be him. That's all Puff did. Take a blend and just executive produce it.
Yeah, that's why I said I had to give Puff his flowers and say, he came up off his music and, he did his thing. But, at this point, it's becoming nasty work, man. I mean, it's too much, man. Allegations, man. You got these guys on there saying that, Puff gave him the ooshkosh, mooshkosh, and that's just nasty work.
Now you can keep the hammer to yourself.
Yeah. There's a lot of nastiness that's coming out with this with Puff, man. I hope they're not true, man, because if it is, I'm pretty much done with Puff Daddy, man. If this is true. I don't really, I feel bad that, what you do in the bedroom is what you do in the bedroom, but come on.
Facts.
But come on.
Hey, the thing is, when you're a made man, they say when you're a made man, you act a certain way because you're a made man, but when you ain't made no more, You ain't made no more.
Yeah,
Ex R. Kelly.
I'm pretty
R.
much.
Kelly, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
it's
talking about?
sort of like the gatekeepers might have got.
They can't make no more money off of you as a rap. Like R. Kelly. Like, come on. All these videos just pop up. How they just pop up, my God?
That's
His,
a fact,
secu-
man.
his
Yeah, man.
security gave that up.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm glad that people got a chance to, put your put a face with the voice, man. I want to keep you around though, man, because you talk a lot of good, good stories as far as the hip hop game. Because these people need to hear these stories, and hopefully things are correcting these days, man.
It's
Like,
more to talk about.
on
It's
how to
music.
protect your music, man. You know what I
There
mean?
you go, bro. There you go. Control your narrative. Be your own boss. And that's what it is.
Yeah.
Track.
So what you got going on right now, man? What anything you want to promote for the people, man? Like what you got coming for the streets? Anything? I saw you spitting a freestyle on your Instagram the other day. The bars
Yeah,
are still there.
yeah. I still be running a few laps. You know what I'm talking about? Still a lot in the tank. Yeah, I just be I feel like this. People want to listen to what they relating with day to day. We ain't thugging 24/7, are we?
Nah, I feel you.
And with that being said, yeah, I'm just try to talk about the better versions. Cat got kids now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure. Definitely putting out. I'm trying to get something on all streaming platforms probably by summer, spring. Hopefully, God's will. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. That's what we got going right now.
That's a fact, man. All right, man. So we definitely gonna catch up with you soon, man. Maybe get you on here a couple times a month, man. Because because we got a few things to talk about. Like at the end of it, you had your opinion on the hip hop game. I felt like we should have got a little bit more into those things a little bit more. But
What's that?
we were trying to get there. But I can see that this Busta Rhymes thing is really something that you want to get off your shoulder. I was trying to go.
That's in
I
the
was trying
rear
to
view,
go other
bro.
places.
It's a horrible story. I'm just gonna leave it at that. And you know what I'm saying? Every time, look. Every time the story's brung up, it just stir a little emotion. That bad memories, bad Ouija right there. So like I said, once again, I don't know who listening to this, but yeah, nobody ain't hating on Bus, man. But your man is a pirate, and he knows he's a pirate, and he got to pay something for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing with it. Like, I heard the acceptance speech at the awards, and I felt that part when he said how you sacrifice. You know what I'm talking about? You sacrifice away from the family to get, but all that what you saying, what you paying for it. I don't see it. It never paid dividends. You know what I'm saying? But
That's the fact.
I'm gonna leave that at that, bro. Yeah,
Now, what you think about real quick before we get out of here, man? What you think about the Bronx? You think the Bronx is still strong out there in the music business?
Bronx is always going to be strong because it's the birthplace and it's a different energy. Bottom line, it's always been a different energy. This is why everything trickles down from the Bronx into the other boroughs. No disrespect, not to say it's not no other talent and no other boroughs, because look, history will tell you that the whole city that balanced the game up and held it down in different times, but when it matters, the Bronx is the Bronx, the birthplace. Its vibes is just different. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. That's the fact. All right, man. Yeah, that's a fact, man. All right, man. Thanks for pulling up, man. Johnny Jones, man. You the man, man. You always been, man. Listen, I'm gonna tell you that ever since that I met you, you always talk that hip hop shit, and you are definitely a boom bap nigga, and I'm gonna keep you around because this platform is all boom bap out. I'm telling niggas that now. I'm not with that drill shit like that. I'm on that boom bap shit. So we gonna definitely talk, man. We're gonna talk a lot about this hip hop stuff, and we'll bring you around, man. Maybe once or twice a month, because I try to tell you this. I think this video is gonna do well because people want to know who was the guy behind the voice of the Busta Rhymes situation. So now here they go. So now we gonna get to the streets next, because that's what I was trying to go to today, man. I really wanted them because they don't understand. You was really outside. You was really outside. I was telling my man today that you introduced me to a guy that was running red lights, doing 150 miles per hour through red lights, running over the curb, drinking more wet, smoking weed with no seatbelt on, and I wanted him to let me out.
Hey, that's my man Will Power.
That's a fact. And he was a big time dog in the game. And he had a bad chick from DC in the front seat with him.
Yeah, those are the days, man. Fun times.
Word. So that's what I'm trying to say. I'm 19 in the game, 20 in the game. I'm seeing these things. And I told my man, me and you went down to Chicago and we was in the House of Blues with Wu-Tang. 2002.
Backstage.
Backstage.
Mathematics,
so
man.
yes, you have the history of the hip hop game. You know, these stories about the Busta Rhymes things, these are things that, you know, I could tell that it's got to be true because you wouldn't lie to me. You know what I mean?
I would never lie, bro.
That's
you
a
can
fact.
tell the truth
You know what I mean? And like I said, you're not coming for, you say you're not coming for Busta Rhymes' head. You just let things know, like, yo, look, this is hip hop.
Blessings and prosperity to everybody, man.
Yeah, right. This is a great story, man. No lie. Yeah. Thanks. All right, man. We catch up with you soon, all right, man?
All right, fam, be easy.
My man.
All right, dog.